Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This week I am planning the week of the 18th of March in my A5 wide Tilly Journals inserts. It's an print impression planner. I am using this kit from Plannerface, which is called Dear Reader. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can get a discount by using Tilly10 to save, just Tilly to save 10% and mention me for one of the seasonal freebies. I'm just going to pop my 4 boxes down, and Kiara is very much wanting to be involved in this video. You can just see her little harness there. We are trying to lead train them. It's not going very well, to be honest. But yeah, so using this Dear Reader kit by Plannerface, and those underlays are the book underlays from book gappy ones from my shop, which I'm going to layer with the bougie boxes from the foil bundle. The foil bundle is a true rose gold. It is from Plannerface. It is a confetti design. Again, you can use Tilly to save there. So this is a full-on Plannerface heavy spread. But yeah, I thought the pink book underlays went really well with this. I was really happy with how they came together. So without any further ado, I'm going to talk about the books I read this week, because we do have 5 to get through. I was on a proper push to read more, to finish out my Swift Off Play reads, because I have 4 roles for Swift Off Play, so I did it halfway through the month thinking I'd have plenty of time, and then it so happened that I did not have plenty of time, because I ended up with 8 books, because I landed on the equivalent of Go Straight to Jail twice. So you got the book from the Go Straight to Jail and then being in jail, and then I got 2 doubles as well, so then you add an extra roll for every double you got. So I ended up having 8 books to read with half the month to go. So yeah, there was that. And this was the start of me reading through those. So I better get on with the books, because I nearly have the base down already, though I do have to do the bougie still. The first book was Reawakened, A Once Upon a Time Tale by Odette Bean. This is basically a book adaptation of the first season of Once Upon a Time. So yeah, it's just a retelling of Once Upon a Time. So Emma, an abandoned child with a complex past, on her birthday, a child shows up claiming to be her kid, and to be from a land of fairy tale characters who have forgotten who they are due to a dark curse. Will Emma ever believe the truth and save them all? I don't have anything to say about this really. It's a crude retelling of Once Upon a Time. It's practically identical to season 1 of the show. If you're needing a Once Upon a Time hit, go for it. Yeah, but I'd recommend watching the show over reading this. It wasn't very inspiring writing, and there was quite a few things that didn't relay very well from screen to book. I think the rest of these books are written by different people, and I wonder whether the rest of them are better, because I'm not sure this author was the right person to write it. And I think it would have been hard to follow if you hadn't seen the show. I love the story though, and the characters, and it was really lovely to return to it in a way that I hadn't already consumed, although I knew the storyline. Yeah, and I really enjoyed remembering some little details from the show that I've kind of forgotten, because I watched Once Upon a Time just after I got out of hospital last July, so it's something I do rewatch quite a lot. But yeah, that was book 1. The second book I read this week I read The Inheritance Games. This was a reread for me, and I upped my star rating because I wanted to reread it, and books that I go back and want to reread, I tend to give 5 stars to, because that is basically my 5-star requirement, is I want to go back and read it. So I couldn't stop thinking about it. I wanted to reread it, so I reread it, and I think I was pretty harsh in my previous star rating. So this is about Avery, who is struggling. She lives with her sister as her legal guardian following her mum's death. Money is always tight, and all Avery can manage is the bare minimum to scrape by. That is until she discovers she'd been left a fortune. The only caveat, she has to live in the deceased old man's house, along with his family that he disowned. Will the 4 grandsons ever get over their grandfather's decision, or will they find out why he left everything to Avery? I can't explain how much I love this series. It's so much fun, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I just want to re-listen to the whole series. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of mystery. There's games, there's riddles, there's challenges. The short chapters make it an easy page turner. I am one of 4 kids, and I love the relationship between the brothers because it's so real. Like, how fiercely protective they are of each other, even when they're like barely speaking to each other or like really pissed off with one another. It's just so realistic about like dynamics of siblings and like the competitiveness as well between the siblings, as well as being wanting to be seen as your own person. But then there's the trust and the love and laughter and the friendship and the fights, and it's just, I really love that aspect of these books. It's a lot of fun, the Inheritance Games trilogy, but it's actually, there's a 4th book now, but the main story is a trilogy, and there's a 5th one coming out next year. It deals with some bigger issues like grief, and like, well, obviously it's all about being disowned, and your lineage, is that the right phrase? It deals with lots of like slightly bigger issues, but yeah, I would really recommend it. If you haven't read it yet, go for it. It's so much fun, and I've really enjoyed the puzzles and the games. Next up, we have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Oh, sorry, The Inheritance Games is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I listened to it on audiobook. The next book I read was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is by Laurelie. Oh my god, Gilmore. Oh, why can't I speak? Anyway. So this is obviously like written by somebody who loves Gilmore Girls, because they are using Lorelai Gilmore as a pen name. But yeah, so this is about Jeannie. Her aunt gives her a cafe in a small town to take over after an emotional event in her life. She meets Logan, the local farmer with a whole lot of abandonment issues. Will their mutual attraction lead to more, or will Jeannie's ghosts catch up with her, and will Logan be able to take the leap of faith? This was really predictable. Like, a few chapters in, I could have told you the entire plot, including the 3rd act drama. Does it mean I didn't enjoy it? Absolutely not. Does it mean I didn't love this book as much as I could have? Yes, 100%. It's what it says on the tin. It's a small, cosy, autumn, small town romance. There's not a lot to say about this book other than that. It's obviously set up for fans of Gilmore Girls, and the setup for the next book kind of irritated me. Like, it's all just too idealistic, and it's kind of annoying me. And there's a lot of insta-figniveness and resolutions, and I'd prefer, like, if there's gonna be 3rd act drama, I'd prefer to see them work through it like decent human beings, not like just insta-forgive. It's weird. The steamy scenes in this are a lot like the rest of the book, a little bit rushed, and like the author had a word count she wanted to stay under. All of that being said, I did enjoy it for what it was. It was a steamy, cosy autumn romance, and I did give it 3 stars, so like, yeah. Which is the same as I gave the Once Upon a Time novel. But yeah. I don't know, I feel like I'm being really harsh, but yeah. Next up, we have another 3-star that I think this was a reread for me, but I could not remember seeing it for the first time. Like, the details I could remember from the TV show, and that is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I listened to this on audiobook, and just as a little disclaimer, this is audiobooks about suicide. This is a book about suicide, so skip the next like 20 seconds, minute if you don't want to hear me talk about it, and don't read it if that is something that is going to trigger you. So, Hannah Baker has committed suicide. She's left behind a series of tapes describing the events and people which led to the decision to end her life. Follow Clay, who's received them, meaning he's one of those reasons, as he listens to Hannah's last message. So, I'd obviously watched the TV series, and I think I read the book before I watched the TV series the first time. So I kind of knew what happened, and I knew the story-ish, but not 100%. This was my feelings, really. Can I say I enjoyed it? No. I'm not sure I'm meant to enjoy it, though. It's about how other people's actions can affect you, other people, whether you know it or not. It's a heavy read. But there's also, it doesn't feel as heavy as a book about suicide should be to me. I have had serious suicidal thoughts, and that definitely affected my reading of this. Yeah. I don't really want to know to say anything about how I felt about Hannah during reading this, because let's not judge somebody that's under the live fictional or otherwise, and I don't really want to say anything about the other characters because it would be incredibly spoiler driven. I think it's an important book for people to read, and I think it's key that we understand that our actions affect those around us, but I can't give it more than 3 stars because it's not enjoyable read. It's a heartfelt, emotional read, and I do my star ratings based on how much I enjoyed a book, so kind of have to stick with that. And the last book that I finished this week was Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun. This is the third book in the Finlay Donovan series, which, if you haven't read, particularly the first one, which is Finlay Donovan is Killing It, I would highly recommend you read them. Essentially, they are about a writer called Finlay Donovan who, in the first book, she is overheard talking to her, she's a mystery writer, she's talking to her agent about her book idea, and a woman overhears and thinks she is a hitman and gives her a name of somebody to kill. So this book, Jumps the Gun, is so Finlay and Vera are back. Vera is her housekeeper who is with Finlay a lot of the time. Unfortunately, they owe the mob a favour. They enter a week-long police academy trial for the community to try and find Easy Clean, a corrupt cop who is moonlighting as a contract killer. Will they find him in time before the mob releases their secrets? And will they be able to keep all it from Finlay's sister and her love interest? So basically, Finlay's sister is a cop, and the guy she's kind of seeing is also a cop. So they've got to hide everything from them. I really do recommend this series. This probably wasn't my favourite of the series because it felt a little bit like a filler. It kind of jumped all over the place, and there were lots of new characters and lots of irrelevant characters, and I was just a bit confused. I had to Google the twist at the end to follow what had just happened, so I feel like that's not optimum, is it? There's also a lot of evidence piling up against Finlay and Vera, and I feel like it's got to start coming down soon. As you'd expect from a Finlay Donovan book, it's a lot of fun, completely unrealistic. It did miss some of the magic of the first two books, where Finlay and Vera's fuck-ups just happened to be exactly what they needed, but there were a few twists that are coming, but the main one I didn't, which I love from a mystery book. There are a lot of different threads in this, and it's kind of hard to follow. As I've said, the confusion is why I didn't give this 5 stars, but I really would recommend the series. And that is my books that I read in pretty much perfect time. I am well impressed with myself to start putting down the day by day, and Kiara is no less in this bit. I did have just moved her off, but I'm pretty sure she comes back in. So, on Monday I did some admin for the Doctor's Mess. I am the Doctor's Mess treasurer, and I was doing a load of admin for that. It was fun. Then I did some filming, probably filmed last week's plan with me, and I had a call with Rachel, who is acting as my line manager, just to catch up because we hadn't managed to meet the week before. Then I sat and I read some of Reawakened. I went to a mindfulness taster session on this day for there's a mindfulness CBT course run online that the trust that my mental health team is part of runs. So I am going to be doing that from June, and so I was a taster for that to check you'd want it. So you have to have that and then a assessment. So then I did some editing, and I went for a walk. I don't know what I was editing. I've not put voiceover pictures, so probably not a voiceover, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm just going to give you a big yawn. I'm sleeping a little bit better. Spoiler alert for next week's video, I think. But I've changed my meds and I'm sleepy all the time. But that's good because I'm actually getting more than 4 hours sleep. It's beautiful. Anyhow, went for a walk and then I cooked dinner. I played Plate Up, which is still a daily occurrence even now, and it's second week in April now. It's my birthday on Saturday. This comes out after my birthday, but it was my birthday on Saturday when you're seeing this. And then we went to do an escape room with Rangers, and it was quite hard. We did it was sort of Harry Potter themed-ish. Well, magic themed, but it was Harry Potter leaning. But it was actually really hard. It was good though. I really enjoyed. Moving on to Tuesday, I was at work. I believe I did 4 hours on this day, but I felt proper out of it and proper dissociated like for most of the shift. So I really did just do the 4 hours. I have done like more than that sometimes when I've needed to. Then I met with Rachel afterwards and had a chat. That helped, to be fair. Then I clearly finished Reawakened the day before because I came home and read some of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and then just had a chill out time, played some Play Up and watched Ginny and Georgia. And I'm really enjoying Ginny and Georgia, but it's proper heavy at times and proper emotional. But let me know in the comments, have you watched Ginny and Georgia? And I want to talk to you about it and I want to know what you think of Georgia. So if you've watched it, let me know in the comments down below. If you've not watched it, it's on Netflix, go enjoy, but like be prepared for something that's heavier. Yeah. So moving on to the Wednesday, don't know what I'm doing here other than taking some stickers apart. I slept really badly, like this was the midst of my sleeping awfully and it was really bad that day. Then I pulled some stickers for a video or for the week before maybe. I don't know, I was pulling stickers. And then I did a planning call with Sophie. Then I had an optician's appointment for my contact lenses. I'm doing contact lens trials. I'm wearing them right now. I really like them. We'll be getting them, I'm pretty sure. Then I Play Up, shock horror. Then I went out for lunch with Kate, who is one of my friends. She is a medic as well, but she's taking a little break from work at the moment, which is good for her. But yeah, went for lunch with her, which was really lovely. Then I was feeling really low. I'd done way too much that day and it was just way too much. Tried to do some reading of Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I did manage to do a bit of reading, but yeah, I was just super low and really struggling with life. So I had a big cry. I think I just, pushed myself way too hard this week. Not ideal, but I did. And then my mum came over to try and like pull me out of it and to cheer me up a bit. So that kind of helped, to be fair. She's really good like that, my mum. She is a superstar, let's be real. So that was that day. And then I probably played more Play Up, but I didn't mark that in. So we're just going to be fun. Moving on to the Thursday, I did another shift at work. And then met up with Rachel, who is my line manager. As I've said a few times in this, I was meeting her like after every shift. I've gone to sort of once a week at the moment, but that is partly because of like just timings and stuff, how it's going. But yeah, I had a like really like lovely chat with her and we were just laughing a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was really nice to chat, to be honest. Then when I came home, I went and did a grocery shop because we needed some bits and pieces. And then I did read more of Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I finished it this day, so I must have been reading it in like thirds this week. Then I cooked dinner again. Oh, I cooked dinner twice in this week. Oofed. What am I doing? Wednesday is the day I'm meant to cook dinner, so that kind of makes sense. Then I played Play Up some more and I did some designing of scripts, presumably because I wanted to film at the weekend, and so I wanted to get my scripts ready for filming, but who knows, I might have just been doing scripts because they needed doing. I don't remember these things, I just get on with them. On to Friday, I did my first full day at work, which is really exciting. Yeah, it was a big deal. I did it. I did a full day. I was well proud of myself. So yeah, I did just smart. I did it. Then I came home and read some of Finlay Donovan, Jumps the Gun, and then I went for a walk. Me and my husband decided to go to the pub after work this day because they had a new beer that I wanted to try pretty much because my life is thrilling like that, and yeah, we wanted to go to my brother's pub and try the beer. Then came home and played some more Play Up, and I was just so super proud of myself for not only doing 3 days this week, 2 half days and a full day, but also then going to the pub and yeah, like to not be completely burnt out and dead. I was so proud of myself. It's unreal. Like I just love how far I have come, and just yeah, I was really pleased. Not gonna lie. Here's me trying to work out how to fit Play Up again on this day because I missed it on Wednesday. At the bottom it should have been Play Up again, but I forgot. And I like some of the icons had got muddled, but then I just changed it because I'd scratched the icon that was on Wednesday, so I put the little switch icon that looked more like that fit better with the day down there because I didn't want the scratch sticker there either. I am like on to Saturday and I really don't have that much to say about these days, but we're just going to carry on as is. So on to Saturday, I did some life admin stuff. So I did some scheduling of Instagram to get me like further on with that. And then I wrote reflections for work for my portfolio. I did some planning, probably planning for the next week in my pre-planner. Did some editing. I can't think what I have been editing. I really should start writing down what I'm editing because it's like edit means nothing. Well, I suppose in the future, do I really care what video I was editing? No, I don't. So probably edit is just fine. And then me and my husband went to the designer outlet. He wanted some new shoes for when we go to Disney so that he's got some like shoes that aren't his work shoes that he walks around in. We also both got a new pair of work shoes. So she's actually going to use his new work shoes for Disney. And then he also got some running trainers as well because he has nearly worn through his current ones and he wants to, keep going that. And then I bought a load of new work clothes because the last time I wore proper clothes to work was 2019, I think. Since then, I've either been in scrubs or, scrubs basically since then. So obviously, my clothes weren't necessarily my style or didn't necessarily fit, so it was quite nice to buy some new clothes. So we did buy quite a lot. It was mostly like stuff we needed, so clothes and stuff and shoes, but yeah, spent a lot of money. Then I came home and worked on writing my Q2 cards. I try to write my cards quarterly so I don't miss anybody's birthday. Then I did some more editing and voiceovering, watched some Ginny and Georgia, played more Plate Up, did some tidying because the house had got into a bit of a state, and then did some planning whilst watching a bit more Ginny and Georgia. I tried to squeeze a lot into that day because the next day I was going to take a me time day, which was basically a day where I did exactly what I felt like the whole day at home, and I just like chilled and did what I wanted. So that's the first thing I've marked on Sunday, was that it was a me time day. And that I did some reading. I will have been probably I finished Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun that day, so I just sat and finished that off, which was a lot of fun. Sorry if there's been a weird jump. I realised that one of the audio tracks wasn't muted that needed to be, and it was going to play music really soon, and I didn't notice that it paused when I did that, so I hope this isn't too long, but oh well. So what I was saying is I finished the Finlay Donovan book, and then I was playing Plate Up on and off all day, either with Soch or on my own. I did some planning in my off-camera planner just to have some like chill time planning. Then whilst I was doing all this, I was listening to my audiobook, which I was listening to The Kite Runner at this point. Then me and my husband had some sexy time, which I've just used some little pants to represent. Then I built some of my Hogwarts castle. I do not support J.K. Rowling, however and the castle is an unofficial one. It's a knockoff Lego, so J.K. Rowling got no money from it, just to clarify. But anyway, I was building my Hogwarts castle, and then played some solitaire on my phone, watched some Ginny and Georgia, and then for dinner we were going to get takeaway, and then we couldn't get the takeaway we wanted because it was shut, so we decided to do fakeaway, and we did fakeaway yuzu, which is like Japanese food, so bao buns and stuff, and it was really tasty, and it's one of my favourite things to do. The reason we call it yuzu is because yuzu do the food at the market tap, the pub my brother manages, and they're like yuzu do the food for them, like they rent the space and do the food. And then to finish the day, played more Plate Up, and that is it for the week. I am going to go over my leftovers and stuff and make it all pretty, but look at that sparkle. I love the rose gold. I love rose gold this time of year. Like, I don't know why, but I do. I know it's not very springy, I know it's like more autumnal, but I love like the colours of this with rose gold. I think it matches really, really well. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Comment, like down below, let me know what you think of this spread and whether you like rose gold for this time of year. Here are my leftovers. There's quite a lot left in a kit. Plannerface kits are ideal for that. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Oh my god, I've still got more leftovers. I'm showing you the leftovers of the foil bundle. I kind of use them heavy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next video, and I will see you next time. Bye!